The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Portland in the building. Wynne is in the building. Welcome to the show.
What's good? Thanks for having me. I feel great.
I like that you wore the Portland shirt today.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Because on Roundtable last night, we just had like a brown fit, just a pure brown fit.
Tracksuit, classic.
I thought she was gonna come in with like some type of Portland gear on.
Yeah, you already know. I brought a couple pieces, so.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been, working, hungrier than ever, feeling good about it. Busy's a blessing.
I was about to say, I like how you're in New York and then you just now get recognized for the John Morant song.
I know, that was tight. That was tight.
You just, has that been happening more to you lately or no?
A little bit, but I stay in Portland, so that's like, I don't know, people know me out there. It's not,
Right, of course.
But yeah, for sure.
Like as you've been traveling, do you feel like you've been seeing it more?
A little bit, but this is my first stop on the press run, so it's new to me,
But you've been doing this for a while, though, too.
Yes, definitely.
I was watching like a 2018 interview that you had done at like the BET Awards. I think that might be one of the oldest interviews that you have.
I think it probably is, yeah.
I don't think I could find anything older than that. But it's funny because it's like, that's like what, that's 5 years ago now?
Literally, yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow. And you've done a lot in that time, too, because obviously Roz been filling me in on like a lot of the gaps that I can't find online.
Yeah.
And whatnot, too. But like, was 2018, was that kind of like your first year, like really in the industry like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, 2017 was kind of when I started assembling my team and taking some meetings, and then 2018 was when we really started to like drop music, drop singles, and really like kind of officialize. Is that a word?
Officiate, officialize?
No, but really put the team together, like contractually. So that's when we really started dropping, and then kind of building up to the mixtape I dropped in 2019. So yeah.
So like that was like really your first red carpet too, BET, everything?
Oh yeah, it was green. My first green carpet.
Oh, it was a green carpet?
It was green.
Is BET carpet always green?
I don't know, but it was in 2018.
That's weird. Why? All right. Anyway.
It was cool.
But before that, you had like, the team and the contractual stuff in and whatnot, like how long before that were you kind of like in this space of making music?
Long time. I started rapping when I was 9, and just like writing like little remixes and shit to things. And then when I was 12 is when I started like really writing originals. And I always knew I wanted to do it. So, it's never an overnight thing.
Right. Yeah. People don't ever see like the time that you put in. Like they just kind of see, oh look, like John Morant is going crazy, and they're like, who's this new girl? But like then like I mean, I'm sure a couple people will stumble upon it, but they don't really see like the 2018 interviews and shit like that.
Totally,
too.
yeah. I mean, I have a good like Twitter army that will be like, nah, this is Wynne. She's been doing freestyle since 2016. Like I've been here,
Rob.
so yeah, led by Rob. So
Rob.
So yeah, I got a little army behind me that's always like, this wasn't overnight, but
Right.
you're always gonna get that stuff for sure.
So who were you listening to as a kid?
I was listening to a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Lupe Fiasco, a lot of Wayne, 50, Eminem, T.I., Alicia Keys, a lot of that. Yeah, early 2000 stuff.
Who out of all those, who do you feel like would you consider like the most inspirational to you, like into your music that you make now?
Probably Jay-Z.
You could say somebody else. Even I know Rob's here, but like you could say somebody else. It's okay. Like Rob, right? You could say somebody else.
I'm being serious.
Hey Rob, look, I love you, bro. You know I love you.
This is why Rob and I work well together.
No, you can kill me on Roundtable next week, but I'll place a bet with Rob that he can't go a day without saying the word hoe. We'll take this.
He's
back.
over
Come
there
on,
like,
man.
ah, shit.
She's like, shit, you got me.
Yeah.
No, but I like that because obviously being on the complete opposite side of where New York is, like it's cool that like to see that level of inspiration that
definitely.
like
and Wayne for sure, and Wayne for sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
But with Portland, like talk to me about like the Portland music scene. Cause I told you yesterday when I saw you at Roundtable, I'm like, look, I really want to learn more about what goes on out there.
Yeah.
Cause like Calvin has told me that there's a great scene out there, but at least to me and I think there was another Portland artist I had on the show on Zoom a long time ago. But aside from them, the only other Portland artist who I ever really got to meet or speak to were you and Amine.
Yeah. Portland scene is dope. I mean, it's a pretty eclectic scene. A lot of different sounds coming out of there. I wouldn't say that there's like one unified sound for the city, which is dope. It's inspirational. You're definitely pulling inspiration from different pockets in the scene. Some of my favorite artists out of Portland right now is a dude named Hef, who's coming up.
Shout out Hef.
Three-Way Hef. He's got some fire. This kid named Pisces, who's got a really interesting story. He's like,
He rapping too?
He raps, yeah, but
Okay.
he makes samples, he sings, he's got this like early 2000s thing going on. Like if Pharrell and Justin Timberlake were like one person, he's got that kind of a vibe. Dude named Melk who just gasses shit. He's more on like a Griselda tip. But yeah, there's some really dope acts for sure.
What do you think it is about, like, do you think it's like, because I feel like, when we talk about cities and their music scenes and, like, everybody's like, okay, my city's music scene has this X, Y, and Z, but then there's always like okay, what does it take from my city's music scene to reach the level of like, like where Memphis is right now, or where Chicago has been, and New York and Atlanta are two completely separate things. But do you feel like, do you just think it's because there may not be enough artists, there's not enough recognition, the community isn't tight? Like, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever one thing. I think unity never hurts. Like people kind of coming together, supporting each other. I think is always a challenge in any scene. And I think that having people like feeding into each other, I think is a big reason why I want to like stay in the city and not like move to LA is I really like being there. We have a lot of dope creatives. So we've, obviously we have Nike, so there's a lot of, and Adidas. So there's a lot of creative agencies out there, a lot of dope talent. So to me, like the talent's all there. I think it's artist development, it's time. It's like, I feel like it's really buzzing right now. There's a lot of things bubbling within the city. So I think kind of in the next couple of years, I'm really curious to see like, what kind of rises to the top and just more people like working together as a scene for sure.
Right. Have you ever gotten to meet Amine?
No, I've never met him.
Really?
Never met him. Yeah.
Damn. Even as small as the city is. I mean, I know he probably doesn't always there, but like.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he really like lives out there still. I know he pops around. I'm sure he has family in the city still, but I know his friends all live there mostly. But LA, Portland, like a lot of back and forth for sure.
I just saw the billboard. He got the New Balance shoe.
Yeah, so dope.
And I like how it's like a kid from Portland, and like, he has a banana. I like that and I get that same energy from you too. It's like y'all very true. Obviously, you got the Portland shirt on. Like you guys are very true to like Portland and the city. Yeah. And like he even I like how he has always kind of kept his shit very like Portland oriented. Like he never kind of like let it get to the point where he's like Hollywood or he's always like, oh, I'm just a kid from Portland.
Yeah, he's super dope. Seeing the shoe collab was crazy. Like it's dope to see that, super inspirational from the city. Like I'm from the burbs, so seeing him like really rep it hard and put the billboards up. Like he's put a couple of billboards up. I think it says a lot, speaks a lot to the artists there. Like to bring it back home and put it up there is crazy.
Right, and you got a great relationship with like Dreamville, so you went on tour with Earth Gang.
I did, yeah.
Which tour was that?
It was the Maryland tour. It was 2020, right before the fucking shit hit the fan. Yeah.
Were you guys in the middle of the tour when that happened, or?
No, we actually were really lucky. We were able to finish it. It was actually, we were driving back all the way from Atlanta to Portland.
Driving from Atlanta to Portland sounds insane. First of all, before you get to that, why would you do? Oh, okay, yeah. Keep going. Never mind. I understand.
Indie shit. But yeah, we were driving back and started hearing about it. And there was actually an outbreak in Portland at the time. So we were, 3 days from getting back and like, oh shit, we're going to get home. And
it's going to be hell.
Yeah, that was when the, NBA started getting canceled and we were supposed to play a couple shows and started getting calls that those were canceled. So it was pretty quick, but I'm glad we got to finish the tour.
How'd you get invited on that tour?
I think it was my boy Ari, my boy Rob Gibbs, who reps a lot of the Dreamville acts. Just thought it made sense, it was good packaging. I had just dropped If I May, which had JID on it, and Earth Gang had kind of been tapped in and was aware of it. So I think it made a lot of sense, and we, it was just the four of us. It was me and my crew, and sitting in a Sprinter van, just making it happen. It was dope.
I was gonna ask too that you kind of went into with JID. Like, how did you and JID meet?
So he came on tour to Eugene. I went to the University of Oregon, and JID, it was for one of the Never Story tours. And he was playing Wow Hall in Eugene, and my manager came up, and he's from Atlanta, so obviously Barry and Zeke are out there. So he was like, yo, like we should connect you guys. So we linked at the show, and I played him a couple records, and knew in my head like I wanted him to hop on Ego Check because I just thought, the record had potential and he could really add to that. So I played him a couple. There were a couple that he was like, oh, I would fuck with this. And we ended up going with Ego Check, and he gassed it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And on that project, you had a bunch, you've worked with a lot of dope people, like Cypher Sounds, Dan Dollar. Like,
man,
you kind of like, I feel like people haven't given you like your flowers enough for the shit that you've already done too. Because like your resume is also already like pretty long as is. To say that you did the Earth Gang tour, did the song with J.I.D, worked with Cypher Sounds, Dan Dollar. Like I'm sure I might be missing a couple other people in between, but off my dome, that's what I remembered.
Yeah.
But like that shit is like really dope that you've already accomplished that up until this point.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the team, because that first album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, was really a pivotal moment for me. It was like my first year out of college, and we had Hitboy on it, we had Soundwave, Thundercat, Dahi, Thelonious. Like we had some people really pull through. Mahalia was on there, and it was just for the love, like we have good relationships and stuff, and people can always put you in the room with producers, but it's whether or not the producer fucks with you, like if they believe you're the truth or not. So, just all indie, having people like that really put their stamp on the project and work with me was really a dream come true for sure.
Was Hitboy an in-person thing too?
Yeah, we pulled up at his spot, and he played us like 30 beats, and Rose City was one of my favorite songs on that project for sure.
That's tight.
Yeah.
So you actually got to work on it like physically in the studio with him?
Yeah, well, we pulled up, he had like an hour, so we pulled up and he just kind of ran through some of the beats, and I was like, yo, send me these whatever records, and I went home and wrote it, but yeah, it was dope.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So Ja Morant out now.
Out now.
Crazy single, right? Viral.
Did
you know that this was gonna be the one to kind of kick off this? Well, one, obviously we knew it was gonna kick off the campaign for this new project, but like, did you know that it was gonna do what it ended up doing for you?
Man, not really. I had a feeling, like when I heard the beat. Shout out to Felix Leon on the beat. When I heard it, when Ty and I heard it, my engineer, right hand man, we had a feeling, but it wasn't like. You never expect, the virality. You don't expect how many people to tap in that actually tap in, like to see people really start to move to the record. And honestly, I was nervous. Like I was nervous about the reception of it. It's pretty vulgar, it's pretty vulgar hook. I honestly didn't think the men would rock with it, but the men are rocking with it, so I'm rocking with it too. Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you actually always intend to call it Ja, like G-A-W, or was it like originally like something like Ja?
No, so actually I wrote the hook as the beginning of the verse, and I was rapping it, and Ty was like, yo, that's the hook. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. So we tried that, and I had written down, I watch a lot of basketball, I play a lot of 2K, so I'm constantly like writing little wordplay notes in my phone. And so I had the concept for Ja Morant in my phone for a long time, and I just wanted to wait to find the right beat for it because I knew it was interesting. And so once we were like, that's the hook, I was like, I should call it Ja Morant. Yeah.
I love that for you. With that, like, so we got another single that'll be out by the time that people see this. What's the single called again?
Hot Friends.
Hot Friends, right? Not if you watch this after rotation roundtable, this ain't the song where she's ethering some guy. Like this is not that song. But Hot Friends is talk to me about the song.
Hot Friend is about, as ladies we go out to the bar, and often you don't have to pay for drinks. Guys will come by them for you. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going home with you. It just means you bought me a drink off your own volition, and that's great, thank you. But I'm leaving with your hot friend.
Yo, you foul on these next couple records. I ain't gonna lie. So you leaving with the hot friend, right? And then after that, then are we getting the record where you gonna like destroy this man's life? You
gotta wait for that one. But you
can't make me wait forever.
I know. I won't make you wait forever.
Because the hype is here right now.
I know. I won't make you wait forever. But
Rob's taking deep breaths because he knows that people want it.
I know.
All right, we need this record.
I know. We're gonna make it happen. We'll find a way.
So then we lead into the project coming out July, correct?
Yeah, July 14th.
What's the project?
It's called Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot.
Because they do.
I see you getting spicy on this project. The Ja Morant, the Hot Friends song.
Yeah. Did you see the cover art?
I didn't see the cover art yet.
I'm naked.
Rob, can you pass me the cover art? Like, is she dead ass or is she joking?
Dead ass. My girl Shani, who styles me, commented. She goes, "I see why you didn't need a stylist for this." Something Like It Hot.
Oh, you posted it this morning. That's why I didn't see it.
Literally.
Oh my God, I'm weak. It's a good cover art.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Good cover art. Very, the Ja Morant. I see the shock value that we're going for with this project.
You feel me?
So why did you decide to like, obviously with the name of it, but like, what was the decision to like allow yourself to be in the state of being naked on the cover art?
Yeah. Well, I think I've gone through a lot of personal transformations since people were really last hearing from me in like 2019. I was like a 22-year-old cypher kid with a chubby baby face, and did a lot of work on myself and just grew up as a woman. And people love to throw shade at women when they're feeling themselves, when they're confident, and they love to sexualize things that aren't sexual. I started getting comments that I sold out and it's not about the bars. And it's like, bro, like every line is a bar. There's wordplay in everything. You're just not listening to it because you're attracted to me now. And that's okay, but don't tell me that I sold out. So this was like, okay, let me lean into this and let me embrace it. Let me be confident. Let me flex my shit. I'm stoked on everything that I'm doing. I feel confident in it. And I feel like, it's time. It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
So we got that coming out. We got John Morant out now, so make sure you go stream that, right?
Sir.
Hot Friend.
Hot Friend.
Out now by the time you see this, so go check that out.
Yep.
What else you got cooking for the rest of this year?
I've got more music on the way.
Okay.
This is part 1, which is why I can't say too much, but there is a part 2 on the way, with the track that you're asking for. Yep.
Yes.
And we got some tricks up our sleeves. I've got some exciting things in the work that I'm announce in the coming weeks, but stuff that I've waited a long time for. I know the fans have waited a long time for, so I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, by the time people see this, freestyle out now, so make sure you go check that out. Before we get up out of here for the day, anything else we want to let the people know, where they can follow you at, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right.
You can follow me at Wynne on Instagram. That's SINAWYNNE. Follow me at Wynne on Twitter. Follow me at Wynne on TikTok. And you can stream the music on all DSPs.
There you go. Well, make sure you go follow her. Go rub the new EP when it's out. Go run up all those singles. Go run up the freestyle. Go show us some love. Go show us some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Wynne on the radar. We out. Bow.